Yeah.
You son of a bitch.
Un saluto a tutti.
Ciao Juventini, what's going on? The Derby is upon us, the Derby Della Mole, and we are getting ready. We've seen the scenes outside the stadium. The Ultras are back. This is going to be an absolute beautiful watch, I think. But the lineup has many Juventini a bit fired up, okay, wondering what is going down, all right? So we're going to take a look at the lineup. I'll pull up the graphic here, and we're going to go through it as there are definitely some surprises in there, okay? So here's your starting lineup for Juventus, getting ready to face Torino here, and we are looking like this. Szczesny in goal, Gatti, Bremer, Danilo. That is, of course, 100% as expected. Weah was on the early projections for this list, but McKennie was not, as far as both of them sharing the pitch. And here we go. McKennie is going to be in place of Fagioli. Then you have Locatelli, Rabiot, Kostic rounding out the play in the middle. Miretti, as expected, to partner Moise Kean up top. Again, so far, the comments coming from Juventini are just saying, interesting starting 11. Suspect, some say not confident in this starting 11. Let's go through it here. Really the changes at the right side. So McKennie has been in great form, but he's been in great form from the right wing back role in the middle of the park. We've been asking the question for a while. Should we go back to McKennie in the middle of the park to get Weah out there? Well, Max Allegri maybe taking Weston McKennie's dad's advice by playing the two of them. Here we go. We'll see what it brings today. I'm really kind of on the fence about it. I really wanted to see Fagioli in there, and I've been wanting Fagioli to pick it up and whatnot, but he's going to have to get the reps, right? So unfortunately, we're not going to get to see Fagioli in there. But Weah and McKennie on the right, I think this lineup still presents more than enough to get the job done. There will be an instant stimulus. We're looking at it. We're seeing the scenes outside the stadium. The Ultras are going to be there. They're going to be rocking, okay? So honestly, that's going to be enough of a stimulus, and this roster is enough to get the job done. But the creation is going to be the question. A lot of that weight is going to fall on Miretti. McKennie is going to have some of that weight bearing on him, and Weah is going to have a positive outing. The way he hit the ground running in the preseason and looked like, man, we got ourselves a baller, like this guy is going to make a big difference for us. His strengths haven't been able to come through as the season actually began, and McKennie ended up taking that spot away from him. So now here, we'll see if McKennie can start to maybe work his way back into the middle of the pitch, but ultimately I don't really like that, and I have some feelings about it. Number one, we've seen him in the middle of the park before. It's good, but with quite a bit of bad as well. It seems like he gasses himself out too quick in the middle of the park. There's a lot more thinking involved. There's a lot more technical ability that has to come through in the middle of the park as opposed to the wingback. It's going to be interesting. We got some questions. We're going to have to see if the team can answer for us today. But this one has to be a victory. Going into the international break, we're playing a side like Torino that is going to be strict, physical, and tough to break down. Okay, they've got 3 clean sheets in the opening 7 matches, whatnot, but they're having a problem scoring, and there is going to be a question mark there at the top. I am going to bring I'm going to bring the lineups into here. We're going to take a look at what Juric is doing up at the top because there was a question over Sanabria, Zapata, whatnot. It is going to be Zapata. I ultimately like the fact that Zapata is going to be the one we're going to have to shut down because that type of big physical guy is usually who we do well against, to be honest. Better than the shifty, trickier guys. So Sanabria or Zapata, I feel okay there. You've got Vlasic and Sek to deal with there behind him. So from the back, obviously you got Vanja, Milinkovic, Savic. You got Tamezi, Schurz, Rodriguez as your 3 backs. Bellanova, Ilic, Ricci, Lazzaro across the middle with Sek and Vlasic just ahead of them. And then Zapata up top. So a 3-4-2-1 coming in from Torino. And then for Juventus, essentially the same 3-5-2 we've been playing. 3-5-1-1, call it what you want. But Miretti is going to be up top, pairing with Keane. You were going to have Szczesny in goal, Gatti, Bremer, Danilo. And then, like I said, Weah, McKennie, Locatelli, Rabiot, Kostic, Miretti, Keane up top. What's interesting is that There's another lineup graphic out there that actually shows Weah up top with Moise Kean and Miretti as the Mezzala next to Locatelli on the right side and McKennie keeping his right wing back role. That would be very, very interesting. And I'd be intrigued at seeing Weah up at the very top partnering a striker. That I'd almost prefer more than McKennie going into the middle. So let's wait and see how it actually lines up. All right, Calcio with Reno Z, what is happening, brother? What is happening? Great to see you in here. I'm going to pull the starting lineup down here for a second, okay? Let's go, brother. We got to get the victory. It's got to be a win here for Juventus. Now, in terms of the other matches, hey, this could be shaping up to be a fantastic weekend for Juventus, all right? You've got Inter dropping the full points today, okay, and coming in with a draw to Bologna. Bologna's been one of those bogey sides for them. Nice draw there. Bologna drawing Inter 2-2. Let's go. Let's go. Inter's going to sit now at 19 points. Juventus with a victory can go to 17. Obviously, we have to wait for Milan, Napoli, Fiorentina to play and whatnot, but this could be shaping up to be a beautiful, beautiful weekend. The Ultras are there. Come on, let's get her going. Now we start getting the crew rolling in here. Tony Trim, brother. Ciao, ciao. Let's go. Let's get the big, big win today. David Mirabella here. Let's go. Let's go. So, starting lineup, everybody. Get your comments in here. Let's go. And everybody get the likes up while you're in here. Let's get the likes on the channel here. I want to thank you all for your continued support. I want to remind everybody, if you're looking for ways to support the channel, obviously, we have membership set up in YouTube. You have to be on a desktop to subscribe as a member, okay? Otherwise, there's Super Chat enabled here, and also the merch, okay? And we just dropped the new Furia Ceca design, okay? Tribute to Pavel Nedved, the one and only, and everything for the weekend is at 15% off if you choose to support us that way. For everyone who has chosen one of those manners, thank you very much. And for everybody else that just shows up, likes the videos, and shares the content, that goes a long way as well. Thank you all for your support, okay? Now, Bedad coming in here with his thoughts on the lineup. Appreciates Max trying something new. There you go. There you go. And ciao, of course. But Dad, always happy seeing you in here. All right. What's going to be interesting is, like I said, there's a couple different graphics there. And really it's going to come down to, is Weah, in fact, going to be playing right wing back and McKennie in the middle, Miretti up top? Or is it actually going to be Weah that's up at the top and Miretti as that Mezzala in the Fagioli role, and McKennie stays at right wing back? That is going to be very, very interesting. Immediately when I looked at the lineup, I thought McKennie was going to be sliding into the middle, but maybe, just maybe, Weah is going to be used up higher. Who knows? Who knows? Let's see. Tony Trim saying Miretti a second striker. I'm hoping for a goal from the lad. Would be a huge moment for him in the Derby. Absolutely. Absolutely. And the Derby can bring that. The Derby can bring these goals from the guys that need them, unexpected or whatnot, and it's always a big, big moment. So I would love for Miretti to get his first and to get it in the Derby. That would probably be a big, big pick-me-up. Everybody's kind of thinking the same with Miretti. As soon as he gets that monkey off his back, I think it'll be smooth sailing and a nice, steady increase in progress, right? The thing with Fagioli and Miretti we talked about on the preview show today is that, like, if you put the two of them together, essentially you have like exactly what we need, the perfect footballer. It's like Miretti gets in all the right spaces, all the right positions and whatnot. He's heavily involved, but the technical skills, the vision, the technique and whatnot, it's not where it needs to be entirely, especially the final decision. Then you have Fagioli on the other hand. The ball retention is great, the technique, the vision and everything, but he can't get involved as much and not getting in the right scenarios, in the right spaces, in the right moments. So it's kind of like yin and yang there, but we need both of them to round out to get the most out of him. But we'll see. I'm expecting a lot from Fagioli as the season goes on, and I want him to start taking those next steps. Miretti is still kind of this player where we probably got to get him out on a loan. We just weren't able to this season as we saw what was going down with the Mercado. But I actually do think at some point the loan is going to be the play for Miretti. And it's probably a good idea unless he makes a big, big jump from now till season's end. But we will see what happens. Vidad says, I could see Conte playing both Miretti and Fagioli in the starting lineup. There you go. Well, what a little foreshadowing here of a return there with Antonio. We'll see. We'll see. I actually do believe this is Max's last year, but I'm going to cheer him on no matter what, the ups and downs. Like I said, this week gave us the big news in terms of the management. A big sign. Big indications that they're not just going to sit here status quo. They're not just going to ride everything out. They are taking the necessary actions, the necessary steps. And it looks like they've got a pulse, like a finger on the pulse of the fans and the tifosi and whatnot, starting to make it right. Ultras was a big move. Getting that right, fixing that, correcting that. We're seeing that my feed is now kicked in to Juve and Torino. All right. Stadium's going to be rocking today. But it's a big sign from management. The performances, far the performances go, for me, I'm going to remain patient. I'm going to take it one game at a time. I do expect a lot more from the players. I expect a lot more from our manager as well. But again, I'm going to have some patience because there's an understanding when we're talking about these guys, Miretti, Fagioli, etc., Iling Jr., Yildiz and whatnot, we can't expect these guys to be savior. And the truth of the matter is, for me anyways, how I look at it, I feel the truth is that these other guys need to step up. The guys that are the veterans, the guys that have been there around a while, the guys that are supposed to be the generals, they need to pick their game up so that we don't have to be so reliant on the young guys to be these saviors that we see them as. They should just be integrated and be able to have breathing room. That was my big key point today in the pre-match. So let's see. We need these guys to step up, though. It's not all about coaching. At the end of the day, you are the players, you are on the pitch, and you are responsible for your own individual performances, and they need to step it up. They need to step it up. All involved. Today, this needs to be a statement game, okay? The Ultras back, the house rocking. We've been waiting for a statement since that debacle to Sassuolo. Today could be that statement. Let's come out right with the right attitude, right approach, and let's take care of business, head into the international break, and then we will have another stern test with AC Milan, and we will continue to learn more about this Juventus side, okay? Bedad saying there's these drums, flags, songs. There's absolutely no excuse to lose at Allianz. Atmosphere will always be electrifying. That's right. We got to bring back the Fortress. They'll get the Fortress now. They won't be playing away games at home anymore. Let's go. Let's go. Thoughts on McKennie in the midfield? I said what's going to be interesting is I've seen graphics on both sides of it that McKennie might still be a right wing back and Weah might be used as an attacker next to Keane with Miretti taking over Fagioli's spot in the middle of the park. Let's keep tabs on it. My thoughts originally on McKennie in the midfield, I would rather go with Fagioli because I see it as where we need to be long term, and I think this would have been a good test for Fagioli in order to take that next step. When you've got Chiesa out, you've got Vlahovic out, we're going to be needing some offense, we're going to be needing some creativity and whatnot. I thought it was going to be a good test for him, and he'd have the backing of the Ultras and whatnot, but McKennie in the middle of the park, for me, we've been there, we've done that, and I don't like him as much in the midfield. I think you sacrifice a lot to get him in order to be dangerous in the middle of the park. Like, he's got to essentially abandon everybody else and just be full go. The problem is I see him gassing himself out all the time in the middle, like way too much, way too early, and then he just fades completely. That's how I feel with him in the midfield. He's not bad in the midfield by any means, but I don't think he's higher up than even Miretti being in there or even Fagioli, to be honest. So, yeah, but it'll be interesting to see if it in fact lines up in that manner. So we'll have to see. We'll have to see. But again, good news in the Inter match. They end up with a draw with that bogey team for them, Bologna, 2-2, dropping the 2-0 lead that they had early on in that game. Orsolini scores again. Lautaro scoring again. But Orsolini, man, he was Juve's property at one time. Maybe, just maybe, at some point we bring Orsolini back. I don't know. I've always liked him as a player, and he's starting to catch fire. 4 goals in the last 2 games. Catching fire. I would take him probably over Berardi. Let's put it that way. Would you guys? If it's between Berardi or Orsolini, who are you taking? Let me know in the live chat. I'm going to bring up your lineup today for the Derby. All right, let's take a look here. Szczesny again. Szczesny, Gatti, Bremer, Danilo. You got Weah, McKennie, Locatelli, Rabiot, Kostic, Miretti, and Moise Kean. Okay, and we've got international break. Very, very happy for Gatti. Gatti finds himself on the Azzurri squad list. Okay, Moise Kean getting in there as well. Of course, Chiesa, Locatelli. Fagioli did not make it this time around, but I think it's only a matter of time before he starts getting those Azzurri call-outs. Bonaventura was one that got called in there, and everybody's thinking, my God, we're bringing back Bonaventura. But to be fair, Bonaventura's been balling this year, if you've been paying attention. So, yeah. Alexander saying, I totally agree, but I think we should have played Illing on the left because we don't have a big striker to dominate defenders, and Kostic only crosses. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. Illing Jr. has been one I said I would actually use him in this game as one of the forwards up top. I thought it would be between Illing Jr. or Yildiz that I would try out there in that top role, the Chiesa type role. I think Illing Jr. needs to start getting some minutes. I'm actually surprised by it, especially at the fact that Kostic and Cambiaso, neither one of them have really been consistent in any way, shape, or form. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Jerry B. Nasty says, nice lineup. Keane better step it up. Hey, the whole team better get the job done today. This is really what it comes down to. This one has to be a win, okay? Has to be a win. Coming off that draw, which left us so frustrated, and how conservative Juventus was, especially the second half against Atalanta. This one's got to be a win. We got Milan after the international break. Come on. Teams are coming out. Set to line up. We'll obviously have the Serie A anthem. And then, of course, the coin toss, the handshakes, the photographs, and then we can get to business. Look at that curva. Look at the curva suit. That is beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Love it. Get the place rocking. Take care of business. Bremer set to go against his former side. Let's go. Let's hope that they, if you can't get fired up with this crowd behind you and the place rocking, ain't nothing going to do it. Ain't nothing going to do it. Finally, a crowd. Let's go. Watch out for Vanja. He plays well against Juve. You could say this for any goalkeeper, bro. Like, literally any goalkeeper. Feels like when Juve, comes into town, or you go and play Juve, they all turn into friggin' Superman. Alexander saying we should have played Yildiz. I expect Yildiz to get a decent run of minutes in this game, to be honest. Second half, I'm thinking we'll see Yildiz for a good amount. Yeah. Jerry B. Nasty, I think the club speaking up about squashing the beat with the Ultras might help the atmosphere. Oh, yeah. Come on. The Ultras have been fired up all morning. We've been seeing the footage outside the stadium. They're rocking. They're ready to go. And I hope that the team can respond. We need that statement game. We need that shot of life. We haven't got it since the Sassuolo debacle. It's starting to make us feel concerned that we're reverting back to last season's far too conservative approach. But we're also hearing rumors about potentially a 4-2-3-1 or a 4-3-1-2. So let's see. Let's see. Everybody, reminder, drop a like while you're in here, okay? Let's get those likes up on this video. We're almost set for kickoff here. Taking a look at the officials. Taking a look at the VAR. Hopefully nothing's going to affect this matchup. As we know, VAR officiating's been shoddy, and not just in Serie A, in general. But I'm ready to rock here. I had a major turnaround in my attitude and my feelings, where I was sitting at the top of the week coming into the end of the week, and the management had a lot to do with it. The words that they were saying, and then the actual action, backing it up, okay? Small step in starting to restore that trust between Tifosi and the club and management, because there was starting to become this disconnect. I think there's been a slight disconnect there for several years in what we thought about the management, how the team was running and whatnot, and not necessarily like being told there was a plan, but not necessarily actually seeing and whatnot, and the actions not making sense or backing it. it's starting to make sense. Okay, they're starting to make sense of it for us and everything, and we could see it, and I can appreciate that. So let's go. Let's go. Management doing their part. The ultras are there. The flags are there. The banners are rocking. The megaphones are there. The drums are there. Let's go. Now it's up to the lads. Let's take care of business. We get ready for kickoff here. It's all set. Listen to that crowd, baby. Come on. Blow this whistle. And there we go. We're off, baby. Tech bombing this one forward. Weah, who is in fact at right wing back. McKennie will be playing in the middle. Dropping it back. McKennie now settles it. Playing up for Gatti. Weah's down early after contesting for that long ball from Tech. Holding his shoulder. Hopefully he's okay. He's grimacing pretty good here. That would suck this early into the game. Get your predictions in. Get your predictions in. I called 2-0. A Moretti goal and one of our goals off a set piece. Omer went 3-1. Weah appears to be okay, still grimacing and holding his shoulder, whatnot, but play has continued. We're 47 seconds in here, and Tech plays the ball to Bremer. Gatti trying to bomb this one up the sideline. It's cut out. Zapata trying to come in here, but Danilo cleans it up. Plays up for McKennie. Little flick on in front of Weah there, but he can't reach it. Torino trying to run back at Juventus here up that left flank. McKennie applying a lot of pressure. Has a ball in, but can't hit Locatelli. That's okay. Locatelli wins it. Sloppy ball played in there, but that's okay. Locatelli recovers. Now plays it to Danilo. Kostic trying to move up to that left flank. Little bit of pressure here. Locatelli slots it over to Bremer. He's got Gatti immediately to his right, but he's going to carry forward beyond him. Makes a little cut inside. Trying to find somebody. Oh, looking Keane's way, but it's an awful pass way behind him as Keane was making the run forward. Now Torino coming back at us. Sek has a hit. It's off of Danilo. This is going to be a corner kick for Torino. We got Tony Trim coming in with his prediction. Everybody get your predictions in here. 2-1 Juve, goals by Keane and Rabiot with 7 yellow cards between the teams. Okay. Oliver saying another ugly draw. Oof, I hope not. I hope not. Corner kick here for Juventus to contest. And the ball's in. In swinger all the way. Runs all the way across the other end. But it is going to stay in for a throw-in deep in Juve's territory for them. Juric already looking nervous on the side there. Ivan Juric shouting directions already. Weah's set on the throw-in here deep in Juve's territory. McKennie being an option up the line. Weah might go all the way up looking Keane's way. He does. Keane chests it down. Chests it to Moretti. Moretti having trouble settling it, but he does. Gets fouled. Absolutely mauled there, so did well to recover there after a sketchy first touch here. Alexander's coming in with 3-1 for his prediction. Let's go. Get those predictions in, everybody. Gatti back to Tech. Tech now. Over to Bremer. We got Chris coming in here with a 1-0. Dominique saying a 2-2 draw. All right. Let's see what goes down. Bremer. Slotting it over for Gatti. Locatelli's dropped back level. Oh, Gatti with a slow pass back. Come on, man. Got to put a little more mustard on it. Let's go, you guys. McKennie wants the ball here so we can have a throw-in. Let's go. Let's get her going. Long ball over. It's actually just headed back from Schurz. It'll go into Vanja Milinkovic-Savic's hands. 4 minutes in here. Still, both teams feeling each other out here. Vanja just launches this one. Danilo heads it back, trying to settle it there as Moretti. Does for Locatelli. Locatelli with a ball forward looking Keane's way. Just can't get to it. Finds its way back to Vanja. Vanja's going to bomb this one up, and Bremer again goes up for it. He does get it, but Vlasic stops it. Now tries to find Zapata for it, but it's going to go out of bounds for a Juventus throw. Weah's going to leave the throw in for McKennie. Throwing in for Miretti. Trying to settle it, do work. He's surrounded immediately by Torino players. Weah comes out with his ball. Trying to find Keane there. Oh, he follows it up. That's why Keane has a hit. Vanja's up. It's in. Yes! Moise Keane. Give me that gritty, buddy. Give me that gritty. Give me that gritty. Let's go. Moise. Beautiful. Beautiful. Oh, offside. Oh. That is brutal. That was a hell of a finish there from Moise Keane. Short side, up top, bins on Vanja. Milinkovic-Savic called back for offside. Ooh. Keane's got a goal in him today, everybody. Keane's got a goal in him today. Let's go. Nice press there from Weah to step up there, push it forward. Let's go. Keep it rocking, you guys. Put them under. The warning shot has been fired. Look at Keane. Keane's hungry today, everybody. Let's go. Put them under, okay? Put them under. Let's feed Keane. And I loved Weah pressing there and just keep pressing up there. Find a nice slot pass there to Keane. Just offside. Let's go. That would have been the ideal start. That crowd was ripping on that one. Rodriguez now is going to go back for Schurz. Over to Tamez there. Bellanova. Torino looking, just hanging around with the ball at the perimeter here. Again, back to center back Schurz. Ilic has dropped back to collect now as Rodriguez on his left, but skips through. Finding Lazzaro. Cross in. Goes to the top of the area. Tries to have a hit. It's blocked there from Rabiot. Great effort there. Kostic trying to bomb ahead forward. Oh, it falls for Miretti. Oh, he just can't maintain possession as Torino was doing good to backtrack. Now they're trying to come up that right side through Sek, and Danilo cuts it out, slows everything down, allows Juve to get back into position. Woo! All right. A little bit of a back and forth there for a bit. That's all right. Let's go. Miretti's got to get that possession down and just understand the scenarios where you want to hang on to that ball or draw a foul or whatnot. Lazzaro and Rodriguez with an exchange. Ball still at the back for Torino. Now looking to Tamez there. Bellanova trying to come up that right side. Played in for Sek. There's a foul from Danilo on Sek. 8 minutes in here. Goal called back from Keane. Absolutely. I just said the same thing, Alex P. Like, Keane looks after it today. Let's go. Let's feed him. Let's get him one. That was a hell of a finish, too, on that goal that got called back for offside. Let's get the likes up, everybody. Take that second to hit that like button while you're here. Subscribe if you're new to the channel. Let's rock. Dan Davenport, ciao, ciao. Opinions on Montella. I can't talk about it right now at the moment, as I'm right in the midst of this game, man. But Montella, meh. That's how I feel, ultimately. Meh. All right, Torino with through Bellanova into Sek, trying to find some spaces out on the right flank, but they're going to ultimately go all the way back to Schurz, try and work around the left side. Now to Rodriguez. Has Lazzaro to his left. And Ilic. Lazzaro now trying to do work against Weah. Weah sees it out. Says that it went off Lazzaro, but it is going to be a Torino throw-in. Come on. Lazzaro on the throw for Torino. shouting for Zapata to come show for. See Vlasic trying to make himself available. Zapata trying to flick this one on. Ooh, Danilo. Then Kostic clears to Keane. Keane's header misses McKennie. Gatti's got to deal with it here as he's being pressed. Oh, does well. Sees it out off Vlasic. That's a Juve throw. Gatti furious about it, but nothing doing. Torino's going to get the throw. Orsolini's on fire. I was talking about it early. He's on fire. Here's a throw in from Lazzaro. Bremer heads it to the top of the area. Rabiot misses it on his clearance attempt. Bellanova on it now, but he's backtracking. Juve's got ability now to get into position. Rodriguez over to Lazzaro. Try to play in for Zapata and Bremer. No foul there. Immediately signaled by the referee. No foul there. Bremer and Zapata are going to be two beasts going at it today. Ball's at the back with Szczesny. Szczesny plays it up for Miretti. Back to Tech. Don't fuck around like this, boys. Come on. Let's nip that in the butt immediately. None of this. And nothing doing. Just a ball up to the left flank of Kostic. All he can do is try to flick it forward, and he gets it wrong, so it goes out for a Torino throw. Bellanova quickly with it in. It finds its way back to Schürz. Schürz is giving it to Illich, who continues to drop back. Level with the defense. Rodriguez to his left, but he's going to go back for Schürz. Torino knocking about the perimeter. Again to Illich, who's dropped back. Now to Rodriguez. Can't settle that one down, so he can only go backwards again for Illich. Torino trying to find some space, only being given the perimeter. Here's a ball trying to go over the top, find that run from Lazzaro, but it's way out of bounds, so it's going to be Juventus throw-in. McKennie, the throw-in for Keane, who settles it. It's got Schürz all over him on his back. Does battle with Lazzaro there. That's a Juve throw. It looks like Keane got a piece of it and clipped it off of Lazzaro there, but nothing doing. Torino throw. Lazzaro looking down that left byline to take it. Got not a lot of easy options. Now has it to Zapata, who flicks it on, but Danilo quickly cutting it off, trying to play it forward for Miretti. Can't settle that and muscle his man off as Tamez easily wins it off of him. Bellanova with it on the right side for Torino, playing it up forward for Sek. Danilo comes in and then smartly takes Sek out and just shields it out for Juventus throw-in. Nicely done there by Capitano. Closing it on 13 minutes. Still both teams feeling each other out. Torino starting to move up in terms of how much possession they're getting, but ultimately not really doing anything that's causing any type of problems for Juventus. Here's a head down by Bremer over to McKennie, who finds Weah. Now pops it forward for McKennie, but it's too far. Torino's going to clear. Weah does nicely there to challenge for it, but again, it's going to be another Torino throw. This is going to be that type of tight, cagey type of matchup, especially in the middle of the park, so it's going to be hard probably to find some real fluidity, especially if we don't get enough of possession. So going to be a bit of a smash and grab there for Juventus by the looks of how it's shaping up, unless we start to control way more than we have so far in this opening 14 minutes. But like I said, smash and grab. Keane looks hungry today, but it's not going to matter if we can't get the ball. It gets some service going. Torino trying to play a little 1-2 there to find some space to move up the pitch. Here's Bellanova on the right side. Has Illich, who's cut inside. Played inside, but it's too far. It's cut out, but Kenny can't find anybody as Keane had dropped back to help out defensively. So Torino back on the ball. Now trying to play it inside for Zapata. Tried a one-touch pass for Sek. Ends up going towards the corner, but Sek finds it and is in possession. Gatti easily strips him there. He's pinned down here, trying to just play it off of Vlasic there. Gatti continued to be pushed back. Sek comes in as well. And Gatti just pinned back there, really had nothing to do, trying to just play it off Vlasic to earn a throw-in, but he can't. It's going to be a Torino throw deep in Juve's territory. There's another throw. Looking Zapata's way. Bremer heads it. Gets out. Here's another 50-50. Bellanova comes in, challenges. Flicked on, but it's only going to go as far as Szczesny. In Szczesny's hands. Let's go. Come on. Szczesny telling everybody to hit their positions. Calm down. Slow it down. Now rolls it out for Gatti. Torino in their defensive shape here. Again. Trying to take out some options. Locatelli has had to drop in between Gatti and Bremer. Weah trying to find a pass forward here. Following it up. Does well, but his follow-up pass. Aaron not able to hit McKennie on the right side there. He's stepping forward with his, which is good. He's trying to play 1-2s and then make the runs off it, which is all great. It's just the execution right now is kind of eluding Weah. So still early in the game, you know, closing in on 16 minutes. Just got to dial it in there, Weah. Let's go. Lazzaro, Tilic, over to Lazzaro. Scott Rodriguez to his left, plays it to him. He's got some space to cut in. He's trying to. Little challenge there from Meretti. Rodriguez eludes. Still finds a way to get the ball all the way to the right for Bellanova. Sek has dropped back. He's on it for Torino. Scanning. Goes back to Tamez. Tamez. 1-2s here. Trying to play for. Here's Bellanova. Here's a cross. Heading in. Finds Lazzaro. Back post. Has a hit. Did Tech touch it? No, it looks like Tech saw it the whole way. It was straight on, straight at Tech, and he sees this one over his goal, out for a goal kick. Had his hand up and then removed it. Should I scream now? Take it easy. Take it easy. LA Juve, I'm not liking the approach, Al. We can't let any team dominate us on possession. I hate surrendering play. Everybody knows that. I don't like it. I don't like the smash and grab style. I really, really don't. We should be asking more, especially facing this Torino side. But here's a little push from Juventus. Kostic is there. Low ball across and just too far for Keane. Thought he had the trailing run of Meretti next to him, which would have been an easier pass, but doesn't miss that one by much. There's another warning shot here. Look at how suspect Torino is. For me, you've got to be on the front foot. You've got to control possession. You've got to go at them. Even with this line, even without Chiesa, without Vlahovic, you've got to go at this team. At home. The curva there. Go at them. Get the ball. Control. Take it to them. Send more numbers than just 2 or 3. Get after this. Aero batter heel. Rabiot avoids a high boot to win the ball. Plays it to Weah. Weah goes back to Gatti. Locatelli trying to find space. He's absolutely surrounded. Vlasic, Zapata. Hard to get space in there. Keane and Meretti doing battle, trying to get the ball out of there. Locatelli with a header here to McKennie, who finds himself on the left side. He's going to settle it down, slow things down so that Juve can take shape here. Plays it for Locatelli, who's going to scan. Now go to Rabiot. Rabiot just exchange with Locatelli back at his feet. Now he's going to switch it all the way to the right side for Gatti. He's got Weah up to his right. He plays it in for him. Weah scans, but just again, back to Gatti. Gatti to Bremer. Bremer to Danilo. This is the part of our game that drives me nuts. I don't want these guys on the ball a ton, okay? So mids, don't bail out. Come back and collect it. Not just Locatelli. Rabiot, Meretti, like get back and collect this ball. Let's get our defenders off of this thing. McKennie is up there next to Keane and whatnot. Like we're hell-bent on sending these guys forward to play off of flick-ons or whatnot. It's like, come back and collect it and build up as a team. This makes it so easy for teams to just rule us out and leave it to our defenders to try and quarterback plays and whatnot, and they're just not good at it. So we have to get the midfielders back and collect the ball and spread teams out and build up as a unit. Not just hope for the best with 2 guys up top or 3. Danilo accepts a pass from Moretti, goes back to Szczesny. Szczesny scanning. Now Zapata's going to close in. Szczesny goes all the way up, looking Rabiot's way. It's beyond him. Settled down by Keane. Rabiot's going to press. Oh, there's a challenge there. That's going to be a card. Rabiot is set to take on Bellanova. Got to the ball first, but Bellanova cleans him up on the 50-50. That's a yellow card there. Good yellow card earned. 20 minutes in. Bellanova on one. Let's go. It's going to be a cagey game. I don't know if I'd say that's a red based on where they were positionally. Yeah, it's a 50-50 shoulder on shoulder. I'm not going to go with a red card there, to be honest, Edgar. Yeah, I think I'd feel it would be harsh if it was if the teams were reversed. It was a professional foul by 100%. Like, he had to, but he was shoulder to shoulder. If he was a little more behind, like, they were pretty close on that ball. You knew it was going to be close, and Rabiot knew he was going to be taking one there. Yeah, and I'd probably agree with this. Can't be dogs, so too many other players around. That's a good yellow, though, to get on Bellanova 20 minutes in. Let's go. It's going to be a cagey game, so it's good. It's good. And I do agree with you here. Got to be more aggressive and recover that ball much, much quicker than we're doing here. Set piece here. I did call a set piece goal. Maybe this is it right here for us. Maybe we get a set piece goal here. Locatelli giving direction to Weah. Kostic is going to be on the set piece here. Here's the ball coming in here. Headed to the back post side by Bremer, but nobody there. All right. Banja Milinkovic-Savic set to take this goal kick. He's going to bomb this thing up pitch. Danilo going to get up for it with Kostic as well. Now heading over to Gatti's side as he does battle with Vlasic. Torino comes out with possession. Rodriguez now to Lazzaro on the right side. Lazzaro with a right-footed cross in. Locatelli heads it, and it actually goes back post, but easily handled by Wojciech Szczesny. We're at 23 minutes in. And I'll give you the numbers on possession as we want a little bit more out of Juventus. They're at 44% possession so far. Locatelli trying to go up the sideline for McKennie. It's Aaron. It's going to be a Torino throw-in. And that's just a frustrating. It's even when we are trying to stretch teams, like the execution. That's a ball I'd expect a midfielder to hit there. That's not extremely challenging to play one down that line there. And this is what I mean when we really got to expect more from our guys. Approach aside and all this, like just basic fundamental execution. Like that is not a high degree of difficulty on that ball. Torino trying to work it out through the middle of the pitch here. Rabiot wins it, finds Keane. Keane trying to settle it down here. Does battle with Schurz. Finds Locatelli, who finds McKennie. Now it's out to Weah on the right. Take your man on. He's facing Lazzaro. Here's a cross back post. Ooh, Kostic does challenge for it. It's going to be off the head of Torino's defender there. And now Kostic will take the throw-in for Juventus. 24 minutes in. Total attempts here are 2 for both sides, neither one on target. Rabiot and Kostic exchange. Here's Kostic trying to cross in. Doesn't get by Bellanova. It's going to be out for another throw-in for Juventus. Come on. Let's go. Bremer's on it now. Oh, he has a rip. It's actually deflected there. It looks like it's going to be a corner kick now for Juventus. Very ambitious from Bremer there. And why not? 28 out. Has a rip. Hits Vlasic in the back of the head. Rattle some cages anyways. Corner kick out of it. Let's get one here. Kostic set to take this one in. It's going to be an in-swinger. Here it is. Ball in. Flicked on, but all the way back. Locatelli. Locatelli quickly trying to have it in for Kostic. It's too high. And we have to deal with a throw-in now at the end as we lose possession. Can't pin them back. Can't take advantage. Lazaro takes a throw-in. Just back for Rodriguez. He's going to go all the way across, Jesus, to Tamez. Tamez now launching it forward, looking Sex way. Danilo heads it down. Locatelli now for Rabiot. Gets clipped again by Tamez, but nothing doing. Play on, says ref. Come on, you guys. I need more. Let's go. Pick it up. Long ball forward from Rodriguez. Gatti and Bremer there. Like, communicate. Miretti comes away with it. Rabiot slides in and then takes it from him. Ooh, we had an opportunity to break there, but again, the possession. Not reading that. Locatelli now switching it for Danilo to the left side. Inside for Miretti. He's scanning. Goes back for Bremer. He's got Gatti to his right. Feints and then has to go back to Gatti. Just hit him the first time, man. Oh, bad ball in from Miretti. Come on, guys. Oh, Vlasic finds Ilic. Now to Sek. Torino running back at Juventus. Bellanova makes a deep run. Cross in and Tech has to see that one out with his hands. 27 minutes in. Torino earns another corner kick. Coming at us on that one. Ooh. Guys, I need way more from this team, execution-wise. I need way more here. We look at Chiesa and Vlahovic up in the press box. Would love to have Chiesa out there in this one. Obviously, Vlahovic as well. Here's the corner coming in, headed. And Tech's going to come out and pick that one up. As it heads off Bellanova, it looked like he clipped himself, like his shoulder or whatnot, and it popped straight up. Made it easy for Tech to come out and grab. Tech quickly trying to play this one out. Finds Kostic out on the left flank. He's cutting inside, in possession, looking for some options. Finding Miretti here. Miretti now for Rabiot. Rabiot's going to slot it over for Gatti. Just quickly hit Weah here and let Weah take his man on. Doesn't want to take Lazaro on. Locatelli. Over to Rabiot. Back to Locatelli. Now to Gatti. Back to Locatelli. He's going to go back to Bremer. Danilo now on the left. He's going to accept here. Everybody is too far forward. Nobody's really moving enough for him to have some solid options. Here's Locatelli. God. Plays it behind Weah and he can't settle it. And again, we just piss away possession. Execution, lads. Execution. This is sloppy fucking passing. I just don't understand bombing guys forward if you're not even taking the attempts. So if you are going to bomb them forward, well then give them the opportunity for the flick-ons and the challenges and whatnot. But we're not even sending the ball forward for them. So you might as well keep them back and just play through the midfielders and let the midfielders come back and collect this. I don't want to see Gatti, Bremer, and Danilo trying to dictate tempo or play or build up. Here's Kostic on the left side taking on his man, getting deep to the byline. Now has to be forced back. It's on with Danilo. Danilo to Locatelli as he scans. Over to Bremer. He's got Gatti to his right and way over on the right now. Hits Weah. He's going to take Lazzaro on. There you go. Low cross. Cleared out by Rodriguez. Only going to go as far as Gatti, but there's Bremer and Gatti again, not communicating, but still works out for Juventus, thankfully. Bremer on it. Locatelli now. He's going to try and splash this one over. What a settle from Keane. Takes his man on, but the shot's blocked. I can't believe he settled that. Holy hell. Ends up getting called offside for coming back, but that's a hell of a settle. Jesus. Looked like his foot was higher than his head. Man. If you're going to tell me he's going to settle that one, my God. Unreal touch. Unreal settle there. I still can't believe he did that. Okay, Zapata flick on only as far as Bremer clears it out. This is going to be a Torino throw. Tight game. It's always going to be a tight game. We're half hour in. Still only the couple attempts for both sides. 3 now for each side. They registered. I don't even see that. But 50-50 for possession split. Juve on the ball now with Danilo. Into Locatelli, who drops it back for Rabiot. Get moving, you guys. Get moving. Come back, collect the ball, and build up together. 1-2s. Miretti doing well to try and get away there. Gotta be a call there. There it is. He's held. That was actually some nice retention work from Miretti. Locatelli set to take the dead ball here. Miretti was making a run in space. We're not even thinking about it. Now Locatelli in for Miretti. Nicely done to settle that one. Plays it forward. Rabiot up for Kostic. Now settle for Danilo. He scans. In for Rabiot. Rabiot in for Miretti. Back for Locatelli. Gatti has dropped back now to collect. He does have it. He's got Weah on the right. He's going to play it in for him. Weah cuts inside using his pace. Earns a foul there. And that's what we need. We need to see the guy's strengths show up. So Weah cutting inside, taking his guy on. Yeah, use your speed, use your wheels, get going. That's a yellow too. Should be a yellow. Clear tug on the jersey there. And I don't think he's showing him yellow. That's an easy yellow. Surprised. Well, I'm not surprised, but let's go. I called a set piece goal here. Miretti set to take this one in. Get to it. Nice ball from Miretti. Bremer. Oh, my God. Oh, that would have been beauty. That would have been beauty. Announcer saying that he would call that one a foul. That's very light on contact and ultimately kind of getting beat. We're getting a corner kick out of this. Here's the corner. Banja Milinkovic-Savic coming out there in huge clutch hands to swallow that one up. And now he's looking to launch immediately. Bellanova giving chase. Miretti with the touch in for Tech. He's going to pick it up with his hands. Here's Weah. In for Miretti. He's got some space. Thinking about the stretch play to Kostic, but decides against it. Plays it for Danilo. Now finds Rabiot. In for Locatelli. Locatelli's going to go to Gatti on the right. Weah now on it. Over to Gatti. Over to Bremer's. Got Danilo to his left, but decides against that. Now back to Danilo. Over to Bremer. Some quick short exchanges. Now Gatti looking to go stretch for Keane. Keane giving chase. He's going to do battle with Schurz here. Gives him the business as Schurz clears it. It's going to be Juventus throw-in. Come on. Man, I actually like these shouts for Fagioli as the regista. I actually like it. I like those shouts. Problem right now is you've got a few guys that we are unable to get involved. The way Keane is going and the attitude and right out of the gate there, like, you got to get to him. And he sends a warning shot. Got to get to him and get him more involved. And we're not doing that. I think McKennie has become pedestrian already a half hour into this one. Here's Kostic on the left. Look at the gaps. Look at what he's facing. Trying to hit across their back post. McKennie doing his best to try and get there. Clenching his knee now. But yeah, you see the ball get out there to Kostic on the left, and we've got nobody in any vicinity to play off of or anywhere near him. So he sends a cross that only really has a shot of hitting Keane or McKennie. McKennie trying his best to get in there. Gets late, just gets ahead to it, but can only direct it, obviously, out and down towards the corner. But yeah, I'd probably be making some changes. Ilic, Roderici, to Tamez. Now, Bellanova. Back in for Tamez. Scans. Nowhere really to go. Ricci on it. Seconds drop back. Zapata being marked out by Bremer. Trying to take away their target. So Torino working down that right flank. Bellanova can't find the space for a cross. Drops it back. And now finds its way to Tamez, who's going to find Schurz. Ilic has dropped back. Now he collects it. Rodriguez and Lazaro to his left. And Vlasic. Now Vlasic on it. Cross going back post. Oh, and Tech comes out and gets it as the header's all wrong. Sek couldn't direct that one towards goal. Could only pop it up and behind himself. Tech over to Gatti. We're at 37 minutes. In for Weah. He's scanning. Drops it for Locatelli. Locatelli's going to go all the way over for Kostic to the left side. Miretti's shouting for the ball. He wants it. Only being watched by Rodriguez. Now he collects it. Trying to get away here. Challenge comes in. He loses it. Here's Rabiot trying to take guys on rather than just collect and keep possession, move it back, and regroup. It's going to be a... Yeah, it's dead ball, Juve's ball. McKennie just getting back onto the pitch now after that missed header there. Was clenching his knee, got some of the magic spray. Here's Gatti now playing it in for McKennie. Long ball forward for Gatti. Gatti gets position on his man. Looks to have the ball in there, and it's deflected out for a corner kick. Gatti trying to urge him on. I love Gatti's attitude. I love it. I love that it's always forward thinking. Miretti and Kostic. Let's not have two guys standing over it, okay? Kostic is going to fade away from this one. Miretti set to have it in. Get ahead to this, guys. Take the lead going into halftime. Here's the ball in from Miretti. It's a decent one, but it's headed out by Torino. Weah's going to collect this one. And he does. Probably going to go back for Tech. No, he's got space to just dribble it around. Play into Locatelli. Back for Weah. Juve starts to regroup and get into their positions. Locatelli's going to play it to Danilo on the left. He's got Kostic on the sideline. And again, guys, look at the spacing. Look at the position and look at where we are. Miretti playing it up for Keane. He does well to settle. Back for Miretti now. There's a pass forward for Kostic. Trying to turn his man. Trying to have a hit, and it's blocked. Better. We maintain possession. Here's Weah trying to come in. He has a rip, and it's blocked. Looked like he was unsure of himself and what he was going to do. A little indecisive. Nice ball from Luca up to Rabiot. Oh, he slips as he turns to have a hit, and it easily bounces into Vanja Milinkovic-Savic's hands. So it was a big block by Bellanova on Kostic there as he was looking to have a rip there. It's a little bit better from Juve. Got to take it to them. Let's go, you guys. I thought Rabiot should have, oh my God, shot it off his own front leading foot as it gave out. I thought Rabiot was going to dish that one off for, he had a player, I'm not sure if it was Miretti or not, running up that could have lined that one up on goal. I thought that would have been the easy play, but that's okay. As long as we're trying to be positive and have shots and he wasn't thinking something else, I'm ultimately okay with it. Let's go. We got to test Vanja, and we got to start getting some shots here. Start getting some attempts, start taking it to them. We're at 40 minutes, 27 seconds. It's 0-0. And it's as expected. Cagey, it's tight. It's not clean. It's not fluid football. It is especially what this derby's been like over the past couple of years. We look at Fagioli there, Pinsolio, Cambiasso, Rugani all on the bench. I was looking forward to a Fagioli start in this one. And I'm waiting. I'm waiting for him to take that step up. So now they're saying get the kids on at halftime. Ealing, Fagioli, Yildiz. Sek trying to have a cross in there. Gets deflected, falls into Tech's hands. We quickly have a throw out for Miretti. Settles it. Rabiot to Danilo to Kostic. Back to Danilo. Danilo will go all the way to Gatti. Weah on the right. He collects, but quickly back to Gatti. Man, if defenders like that are going to be backing up the way Lazzaro is on Weah, and you have time to turn and face every time, and then give them that threat, you're taking them on. I thought Weah'd be chomping at the bit. Usually when he gets the ball on those switches, Lazzaro is a good 10 to 15 feet behind him. Take the turn and start to carry at him. Back him up. Give us that space too. Headed forward. Miretti gives a little bit of a chase there. Kostic, not realizing the pressure on him there, loses it. But unfortunately, the pass over for Bellanova is well behind him. It goes out for Juventus throwing. 42 minutes, 23 seconds. 0-0. Locatelli now for Gatti. Again, way on the right. Look, you could turn and face here. There, you freeze him. You freeze him on his feet when you turn and face. Gives your players opportunities to make movements for you. McKennie's got to collect it with his back to goal. Gatti has a ball forward, trying to find Miretti. He's quickly challenged, losing it, but it stays in play. McKennie collects for Locatelli, who goes back to Tech. Here's Tech, over to McKennie. Locatelli over to Tech, who's come out of the area now to collect. Scans, only to go back to Locatelli. Gatti here. Again, our spacing, like, just come back and get the damn ball, you guys. There's no sense in taking off. And here's Locatelli with a ball forward, easily cut out by Schurz. Now headed back, coming back at us. Now Locatelli's under. He does well to win it back. Rabiot, he's going to be pressed now. And there's Torino winning the ball. Ilic now, over to Sek. Great challenge there, but still stays with Torino. Ricci to Tamez, now over to Bellanova. Bellanova's going to carry it in. He's going to take Danilo on. Cuts inside. Miretti with a soft challenge, and there's a hit. But always going wide of Tech's goal. That all just is created from lazy lack of a build-up, essentially, and just trying to bomb forward, errant, and just pissing possession away. Come back, collect the ball, play with the ball at feet, and build up together as a goddamn team. Frustrating. But the thing is that I see this and I call it out game after game after game, and we just bomb forward and the spacing is terrible. Yet we continue. Lazzaro has this one off of Weah. We are closing in on the 45th minute. It's going to be halftime. I'll shut down the ticker. We'll probably get like 2 minutes of stoppage, maybe 3. We're at 45 minutes. We've got 1 minute of stoppage. Okay, 1 minute of stoppage. Kostic, back for Locatelli. Rabiot, over to Weah. Turn and freeze him. There you go. Turn and freeze him. Now to Gatti. Gatti to McKennie. Quick one in for Keane. Nice one touch for Weah. Weah trying to cut in. Oh, had good possession there. Had good position. Couldn't settle it. Now we got a foul there. Oh, man. We're probably inches there from Weah breaking free. Oh, man. Took a touch with his left foot and actually cut it into Lazzaro's pass. The touch has to be straight ahead there, brother. Straight ahead. If he touches that one straight ahead, there's no way he's giving up that position to Lazzaro. Unfortunate there. The majority of our creation has come through Weah and Keane. Need more. And there's halftime, everybody. There is halftime. Again, some frustrations. The creation, it's... You know, Keane's doing a good job up top there, and he is playing the one touches if they're running off. So far, Weah is the only one that's making the runs off, and there's not enough 1-2s, and the 1-2s are that's what gives teams problems. Trying to stay with their man. The second you play it off, you move, you go, and you got to get rewarded. But the majority of our buildup is far too slow and predictable. A lot of the things, unfortunately, we have heard for quite some time. It just needs to get better overall. But Weah's looking good in terms of his willingness to get forward and attack and support, and he is creating problems. Unfortunately, there's not many others that are creating problems. And when we talk about execution, the execution on a lot of these players' part has been lacking and not to the standard it needs to be at. We are missing fundamental plays and balls, and it's ultimately uninspiring. I believe it was Alex P who dropped that there. Uninspiring stuff so far. Snooze fest for Master G. Thank goodness for the curva. Man, they deserve more. Management did their part. We just can't back it up. But these players got to step it up. The execution's piss poor. Master G saying, I am done blaming all Allegri. These guys just are not Juventus quality players. Something I have said now, over the past couple of weeks, I've been more frustrated with our players more than anything. And I've been saying that, and people are mistaking me for just making Allegri free and clear. But no, like when I watch games like this needs to be way better from our players, you guys. The execution is terrible. But it doesn't mean to say we don't need more answers and we might not need some type of change and whatnot, rather than just personnel and where they're played. We might need more of a stimulus from coaching, and that's a fair assessment too. But things need to change. And to be honest, I would bring Fagioli into this game. Okay, I would bring Fagioli into this game. I think I'm not liking what I'm seeing out of the middle of the park. McKennie has been invisible, you guys. And this is one of my things with him in the middle of the park. I've seen it before. I've said it. I've seen it before. I don't like it. Guys were coming at me when the threat was there and people were talking about getting him in the middle and getting way in. Like the whole thing about his dad coming out and saying, play McKennie in the middle and way out on the right. And people are like, yeah, play players in natural positions. I'm sorry. I've seen McKennie in the middle enough. I don't like it. I don't like it. I would bring Fagioli into this game. And I think I'd have to make a decision on whether I want Locatelli pulled out of this one or if I want McKennie pulled out of this one. To be honest, both of them left so much to be desired in terms of play. Take your pick, but get Fagioli in this game. We need some more vision. Miretti is struggling. Rabiot not really doing much. And again, why do we watch our Metsalas bomb forward aimlessly? Why do we continue to watch that happen? McKennie, Rabiot, and then we just don't even try to hit them anyways. So all we do is knock it about aimlessly, slowly, and then we lose it, and then all our numbers are actually forward without us even threatening or giving them an ability to win the ball back or pressure the other team. It's a bizarre style, okay? Absolutely bizarre style. That needs to come from the guys watching the tape and seeing this and seeing our positioning and how shocking it is. But as far as the players individually, holy shit, take your pick for who you want to pull out of this one because the execution has been brutal. Illing Jr., and I'm going to be serious here. I don't have that big a problem with Kostic so far in this one, but I would honestly look at Illing Jr. or Yildiz and get Miretti out of this one. I would look at one of those two players to go up there and help. Fagioli, I think, needs to come in the middle and take your pick in the middle out of who you take off. But for me, it would be between Locatelli and McKennie. But I would get those two guys in there. Fagioli and one of Illing or Yildiz to go and help up top. Keane looks on it today, but it doesn't matter because we can't get the ball up there enough. Frustrating. But those are some of the changes I would make. We're going to get to all your comments here as well, see how people are feeling. Mark coming in here saying Miretti is a ghost today. Would keep McKennie and get in Fagioli. But then, so we would essentially be playing Fagioli as a second striker. I don't know, unless we shift, you get Fagioli in for Miretti and move McKennie to right wing back and push way up top. And Weah's look good in terms of attack and whatnot. I wouldn't be against that. To be honest. But, yeah, we'll see. Alex P saying bring Weah as second striker and Weston on the right. Sure. No problems with that. I said that before the game because a couple of the graphics had it drawn up like that. Wouldn't be fine with it. Alex P saying take Luca out. The execution's been miserable from Locatelli in this one. Tony Tripp saying the more we watch, the more we realize how much needs to change on the field and on the sidelines. It's all involved. Nader saying, I'm just thinking what Milan fans are thinking watching this. They are going to attack the hell out of our midfield, noting how nervous we are on the ball. Well, the biggest thing for me, again, is positionally what happens with us in our slow build-up and the fact that we bomb these Metsalas up there. It's crazy. You're going to do that, and then we're going to cough the ball up because we still don't play the ball up for them, and all our numbers are forward, so we can't even defend. It's crazy. Right now, everything that is happening in the midfield, games are won and lost in the middle of the pitch, and we are not doing ourselves any favors with what we're doing in the middle of the park, either in attack or defense. We're leaving the defense high and dry, and we're not even supporting the attack. It's crazy to me. Hate the speed of play. Yeah, slow. Charles saying, Al, you're always ready to go to bat for Miretti, but for goodness sake, how many opportunities will he get to impress? I don't want him getting a lot of minutes anymore. Hey, sure. But here's my thing that I go back to, Charles, over and over and over again. What we are expecting out of these guys is far too much. And we're expecting them to be saviors. But ultimately, tell me in this lineup who impressed you. Who impressed you in that first half? I'll wait. I'll wait. There's nobody. There's nobody that impressed me, probably outside of Keane and Weah. Nobody else impressed me. Okay? And the execution that's piss poor in this game for Miretti is piss poor for Locatelli. It's piss poor for Rabiot. Piss poor from ultimately all of our guys trying to spur something on. The execution, the consistency, the play from these guys, and not just one player, okay? I've been done with this for a while, and I think you guys can attest to this and maybe notice it by now. I'm done with the scapegoats. I'm done with it. Because it's not one guy. It's not two guys. And it's not just a coach. The thing is that we have to realize, and why we have to be patient with the performances, I said, while I'm praising the management for what they did this week and everything, and start to build some trust back again with the Tifosi, on the pitch, I am going to be extremely patient because it's right there in front of us that the quality is not there, okay? And what we were expecting out of the young guys, Miretti should have been out on loan. The fact that he wasn't put out on loan, and the reason I wanted him kept back as well, is because of the fact we made no other signings. So what are you going to do? You're going to bring your numbers short? But I'm not going to destroy Yildiz if he comes in and it doesn't work out. I'm not going to destroy Illing Jr. if he comes in and if it doesn't work out. I'm not going to destroy Fagioli, even though I want him to take a step up. I'm not going to destroy Miretti. I'm not going to destroy Cambiaso and bail out on him even though he's been shocking ever since that promising start. The truth is that as a group, as a unit, what I'm seeing positionally in setup and stuff is not working. And that plays in effect. But ultimately, the execution of these guys, the consistency, the standard of where it needs to be is not there. And I honestly can't tell you why. There are games where they show us they can do it. But there are games like this one today, unfortunately, a little more often, where they can't even make fundamental plays. Okay? But in this game, if you want to take Miretti and put it all on him, fire away. He was bad. But my God, nobody else was really lighting it up for me. And that's the honest truth. And I even said I would take Miretti out. I would play one of Illing or Yildiz up top there. Okay? But again, we're going to crush the youngsters and we're going to kill them. When in reality, a team like Juventus should have a couple of them probably on the overall roster and integrating them in. Whereas we have a lot of them and we're expecting so goddamn much. And ultimately, I'm more frustrated with the older guys, the more experienced guys, for not being there. But overall, the curva back, the place rocking and whatnot, and that attitude and that willingness to get out there, win that ball, put this team under, press them, push them, it's not there. It's not there. I've seen the right attitude and approach in that first half probably from one or two guys. That's not enough. It's not enough across the lineup. So there's a lot of work to be done. I'm going to say, and I did say this before, as we look at Fagioli warming up here, all the pennies warming up, I think that we're going to be in for a long season, everybody, okay? It's going to be a bumpy ride. But the management, the key signs that the management take, we have to wait. We have to wait and be patient with what we're seeing on the pitch. But they said the right words, and I do believe that they've acknowledged in those words in a very subtle manner that the quality of the roster is not to where Juve needs to be, and that's why they make statements like Juve will be targeting high-level players, and we're not going to be just banking on these young guys to take the reins. That's not the way it should be, and that's not the way it needs to be. Again, you're putting too much on them. We look at Hans Nicolucci Caviglia. Could he find some minutes in this? I tell you what, we need to change some, but what we're doing in the middle of the pitch as far as a game plan goes, it's poor for me, and it's not helping those guys in the middle of the park. It looks far too similar. It is similar. It's the exact same thing as we were doing last year, and we should have learned through last year that it's not the best. Doesn't really work out. Let's see if we're going to get some changes second half here, everybody. Let's go. Let's continue on with some of your comments. Dell's saying that a scrappy Keane winner incoming for the 1-0 victory, comma. Hey, as long as we win, that's all that's going to matter for me, because I'm expecting some bumpiness through this season here. I said in about a month and a half, a couple months, we're going to know what we get out of this Juventus, where we're going to be at. And I think we're seeing that it's a lot of the same, that the individual errors are still plenty, and the consistency is a problem because it's a lack of consistency. Nader says, well said, Al, the youngest should be taught. Richard saying we can't have it both ways, relying on the youngsters and bashing them when they don't stay. Exactly. And yes, the more experienced players, I need them to pick it up. Okay, but on this team, the generals that should be the generals on the pitch, unfortunately, are not. And that's shining through for me more. Eric saying, not sure what's happened the last few matches. It almost seems that Mana's influence is no longer being involved with the play. I think you're talking about Magnanelli and not Mana, unless you're calling Magnanelli Mana for short. But yeah, the movement off the ball is essentially non-existent anymore. That was a big part of the strong showings that we did have, was how active we were, energetic and moving a ton. Not seeing it enough in this first half, only at Awea. And McKennie the odd time when not, but that's not enough. Got to get the ball, build up as a unit, and then play those 1-2s and rotate in and out, create space, attack space, but then deliver the ball. We can attack these midfielders as well as much as we want, but it doesn't really matter if all of them get the ball and there are no options other than playing laterally or backwards. And this is the reality too. We see that a ton. Let's take a look at some of the changes. It looks like Milik is coming on. Gatti's going around trying to fire up the troops. Milik is set to come on. He is going to be taking off, I would believe it's going to be Miretti. Yes, it is Miretti. I would have went for someone a little more dynamic, because between Milik and Keane, there's not going to be creation there. And yeah, I would have went for someone a little more energetic. Yildiz. Try and inject some more pace up top too. But let's see. It really just comes down to getting the job done. I don't care who, I don't care how. Let's go. Second half ready to roar. Let's get the game. Let's get the win. Torino set to start with the ball. Get the likes up while you're in here, please, everybody. Take a second, like the video. Second half is kicked off. Come on, Juve. Fino alla fine. Forza Juve. Get this victory. Vanja Milinkovic-Savic bombing it forward. Bremer's going to come up with header, but only as far as Ricci settles it. Oh, they played it back. Keane, he's going to be onside because it's played back by Torino. Left the ball showing for Shearer's too much. But Juve still in possession. It's Milik. Bad touch. Plays it through for Keane. Just keep it in. He does well to keep it in. Juve in possession. Keane's got no room there. Still trying to squeak one through there. Falls for Weah. Weah's going to take Lazzaro on. Cross off of Lazzaro's foot. It's going to be a corner kick for Juventus. Positive start here. Come on. Positive start here. Let's get one on this set piece on the corner. Come on. Start the second half off. Get the crowd back fired up. Find this goal. Set to come in from Kostic. Here's the cross. Oh, Vanja Milinkovic-Savic misses it. Keane heads it. Oh, it's beyond the line. It's Gatti. No, called back. Another one called back. Another one called back. Oh. So Vanja Milinkovic-Savic comes out beyond. It's touched on from Keane there. So when the keeper comes out second, they're going to have to check that, man. I don't think that is, because the second defender then becomes the line of defense. That's a goal, you guys. Look at Vanja. Look at how many defenders are back beyond. And no way. That's a goal. That's a goal. Come on. That's a goal. That's a goal. Got to be a goal there. Yeah, Shatter starts saying they won't have the angle available magically. Camera temporary offline. But Jolie continues warming up on the side there. So when the goalie comes out beyond, the second to last defender becomes the offside line. Gatti is within that. Illing Jr. continues to warm up on the sideline. We're looking at the replay now. Vanja Milinkovic-Savic dives out. There's 4 defenders back there. The second to last man is still well within Gatti's line there. That's a goal. There's 2 guys running back to that back line that create that new line. This is bizarre, you guys. Like, this has got to be a goal. So I got to keep tabs on Keane here. I don't think it hit Milik, though, did it? Didn't it hit that defender, which would then leave Keane onside? I don't think it was Milik. I don't think Milik touched that ball. I think it was Tamez that touched it to Keane. Goal stands. Yes. Gatti. Let's go, baby. My guy, baby, my guy. Let's go. Let's go. Yes. Chalk it up there, baby. 1-0 Juve. Come on. There's the scrappy goal all you were calling, okay? Let's go. Let's go, baby. 1-0 Juve. Come on. Bravo. Now, whatever you do, keep it going, you guys. Put Torino under. Don't make it easy for them to have hope. Crush the spirits. Crowd's rocking now. We get the goal. It stands. It was a good goal. Let's go. Oh, yeah, Gatti. There's only a few players I will get a jersey of now with this current roster. Gatti, definitely one of them. Love the fight, love the fire. Come on. Keane doing well, winning possession. Juve in possession over to Rabiot now. Rabiot running down the left side. He's got some space. Kostic coming up to overlap. Rabiot trying to go back post for Milik. Oh, trying to head it back inside for McKennie, but he gets it wrong. And it's way too close to Vanja Milinkovic-Savic as he picks it up. Milik very upset with himself. Should have been some better execution there on that one. But let's go. We got the 1-0 lead. Come on. Get after it, Juve. And look at that crowd. Let's go. Jumping up and down, the chanting, obviously being led by the Curva. Come on. It's beautiful. Reward them. Stranglehold this game. You got Bremer, who was down for a while now. Oh, yeah. Giving Zapata the business. It's going to be goal kick. Beautiful. Like I said, when we play these big guys up top, I always love it because it's just right in Bremer's wheelhouse. He just does so well against those big guys, and he could just rule them out. So I'm never worried about the big guys. The shiftier, more agile, athletic guys, it's a challenge. But the bigger guys, I always feel confident with our backline on that. Milik can't settle that one down, unfortunately. We would have had a nice break there. Torino trying to come back at us. Gatti applying the pressure there. Gonna get called for that one. But that's okay. Don't allow them to turn. Sticking to Vlasic like glue there, shutting him down, forcing Torino back. Ilic to Tamez. Tamez in sec with a 1-2. Back to Tamez. Now he's going to go forward, looking Zapata's way. Again, a lot of work there left for Zapata. It goes all the way to Szczesny in the end. He's going to pick it up. And Bremer, the head wrap, officially a member of Juve's defense. Beautiful. Let's go. Kostic comes to the back, cleans this one up. Questionable play over to Danilo, but it's okay. Tech over to Weah. Weah, ooh, trying to go inside. Milik doesn't put a foot on it, goes through, but cleaned up. Rabiot part of it there. Now Milik trying to play it up for Keane. Jesus Christ. Our execution. My God, you got a guy trying to break free here and you can't even lead him with a pass there. If you need any more space than that too to hit that, you might as well not even be playing against anybody. Come on. Come on. Do not lull us into a sleep now with the 1-0 Juve. Get after it. Get the job done. Put the stranglehold on this team. Get that second goal. The Torino doesn't score a lot, but don't give them any hope or keep them in tight for a tie because anything can happen. Get that second one. Get after it. Let's go. Tech's got the ball in his hands here. Slow roller out for Danilo. He scans. Now he's trying to go forward, trying to hit Milik. It's cut off, and again, our Metzala's bomb forward, and then we open up these... I hate that style. I hate that setup. I just don't like it. Locatelli mauled there. Easy call. He picks it up, quickly plays it over to the right for Gatti. We do have some space to move forward. Here's Gatti pressing forward, and he's going to overlap Weah here. No, he's going to stop. He's going to receive it here. Over to Rabiot. Rabiot eats it. Gets tangled up with the ref. Jesus Christ, hits off Gatti's feet. Come on, wake up. He had a window to try and make a pass through a couple players. Here's a pass to Locatelli. Played up for Milik. He makes the follow-up run. Space opening up. Locatelli he opens up for left foot, but it gets blocked. Torino has a little space to come back at us. Here's Vlasic. Sek makes the run. Bellanova with the overlap. There's space there. Pops it over to the top. Lazzaro. No, Zapata. And there it is. It's blocked. It is going to be a corner kick here for Torino. Man, we just don't have the guy. Why are guys just not confident? Why are they not confident to take certain chances with certain passes in and around the area? Yeah, see, Tamez headed that one. Let's show the replay now. It was Tamez that headed it down to Keane, which puts Keane onside. And then the two defenders that were beyond Vanja there kept Gatti onside. Tamez on it now for Torino. Over to Bellanova. Bellanova over to Schürrle. Over to Illich, who's dropped back. To Rodriguez. Closed down quickly from Weah. Milik applying pressure there. Schürrle finding Ricci. Illich wants it. But Ricci's going to go to his right for Tamez. Sek dropping back to collect. Here he is on it. Has Bellanova to the right. Plays it over to him. Bellanova might try and take Kostic on. Kostic just keeping him in front of him. Doing fine. Plays it back to Sek. 1-2 with Tamez. Sek gets around Danilo, but not enough. And Danilo clears it out. It's going to be a corner kick for Torino. 1-0 Juventus closing in on the 60-minute mark. So Shash starts saying, why did it take so long to confirm the goal? It was quite obvious with that. I have no idea. Looked like a good goal. Here's a corner kick in for Torino. Cleared out. Keane gets to it, and he's going to run away with some pace. Oh, tried to flip it through for Weah, but it's blocked. And Vanja finds Bellanova, and now he's going to play it to Illich, who finds himself on the right side. Sek just ahead of him, but he's going to eat this one up and go backwards. Ricci switching it up. Rodriguez going to carry forward. Now over for Vlasic to Lazzaro. Inside for Zapata. Bremer watching him. Zapata's touch lets him down. He's going to see it out. It's going to be goal kick for Juventus. Yeah, they needed to wait for Gravina on the okay. There you go. Yeah, it's shocking that that one took that long. That's pretty clear. Pretty clear cut when you see it. Especially that last replay that they just showed on the feed. Obviously, we may not all have the same feeds, but the last one I watched was easy goal call. Tech and Bremer with a quick exchange at the back here. Tech now. Over to Gatti. Up ahead for Weah. Ooh, questionable there. Gatti just comes in and absolutely bombs it forward. Looking Keane's way. Keane heads it down. McKennie going to come in. Settle this one. Now plays it over to the left for Kostic. That's nice. Kostic has some space. He's going to cross. Oh, he finds Milik. Oh, man. Stopped by Vanja. Milik heads it down in the end. Right in front of Vanja Milinkovic-Savic. If he puts it to either side of him, that's probably the second goal for Juventus. That's a lovely cross in from Kostic. And, oh, man, free header for Milik. He's going to want to do better with that one. Oh, he's going to want to do better with that one. Man, that's got to end up in the back of the net there. Ooh, and Milik knows it. You look at his reaction afterwards. But we get a corner kick. See if we can get the second one here. Come on. It's going to be an in-swinger with Kostic on it. Here comes a cross. Going back. Oh, Milik, it's in! Milik! Yes! Yes! 2-0 Juve. Let's go! There you go. Get after that one. Boom. Come on, baby. Juve takes the 2-0 lead against Torino. Beautiful, and the crowd's rocking. We're loving it. Milik makes up for it. The first one bounced off the ground. Too close to Vanja Milinkovic-Savic. He makes a stop on the second one. Vanja coming out, but behind Milik, and Milik slots it home off the head. There you go. Set pieces, baby. Set piece FC. Let's go. 2-0 Juventus. Beautiful. This one has to be a victory, and Juve finds the second goal. So I called a 2-0 victory for Juventus, but I did believe Miretti was going to have a much better showing, get the victory, and get his first goal with Juventus, but I did call a set-piece goal, and here we go. 2 for 2, set-piece masterclass, always set pieces. Set-piece FC, baby. Set-piece FC. I love it. Absolutely love it. Milik really rose to the occasion. Ah, nice, Shatterstar. Nice. Let's go, baby. Let's go. 2-0. Yes. And they take the ball. Throw it in the Socios bag. That'll be auctioned off. And we resume play with Juve in the lead. 2-0. 63rd minute. Hey, can expect more of a clampdown now for Juventus. I still believe that they'll try and smash and grab something here or there, but this is clampdown mode now, baby. 2-0 up in the Derby at home against a team that doesn't score a lot of goals. Clampdown, baby. But I see the shout in the chat here for Yildiz. I would be absolutely fine. Absolutely fine with seeing some young. And you know what? Illing Jr. needs some minutes. I'd be fine with seeing Illing come into the game. Look at Bremer getting the blood there. Blood on the cheek there. Leaking from the top of the dome. Bremer officially representing that number 3. Tech. He's going to go route 1. Bombing this one forward. McKennie doing battle with Rodriguez there. But it's going to go out for a Torino throw-in. Beautiful, beautiful stuff. There we go. Got the second one. I said, let's get the second one. Let's not leave any hope of any kind for Torino to get a tie and just take that. Get that second one. Get that breathing room. We need to win this one. We got a big one after the international break. You got to get the job done here. 2-0. Sitting pretty. Sitting pretty. Especially with Torino that has pretty much for the most part been toothless in this one. And this is the second half. This is more of what we need from Juve. Kind of getting after them. Going after it a little bit more. Milik's substitution has paid off. As he has scored the second one. Gatti getting the first one really early. Nice turn from Keane here. Oh, it cuts in right-footed. It's blocked. Oh. That was so nice from Keane, especially the turn. Kostic doing well there. Putting Bellanova over. Winning the throw-in for Juventus. We have it in immediately. Keane's still not happy. Locatelli finding Rabiot here. He's going to cut in. There's a cross in. Stopped by Tameze, finding Bellanova. He's going to try to play it out at the back here. McKennie gets called on the foul there. We let Torino off the hook there, but there you go. Like I said, Juve's still going to try and smash and grab another one. But 2 goals is comfortable against Torino. No disrespect to them, but it is comfortable. But I would still much rather play with the balance and not clamp down completely. You still got to get after it, and it'll help us defend. You find a third, we're laughing. We're laughing. Bellanova. Back to Sek. Over to Ilic. To Rodriguez. To Lazzaro. Always on the perimeter for Torino. They've had a real tough time trying to get inside, trying to get in and around the area, settling for these crosses, which are swallowed up like that one is by Szczesny. So, got to say that, you know, those frustrations and this second half, like, as far as approach and attitude, more energy anyways to start things off, and ultimately still set pieces. We are dangerous as hell on set pieces. Talk about it all the time. Danilo, Bremer, Gatti, Keane, Rabiot. Like, we're dangerous on set pieces. Oh, Keane does very, very well there, earning the corner for Juventus. Great work from Keane there. But still a lot of work to do, okay? So the results are good. The goals come and then we get happy and whatnot. But overall, we still need to do a lot better because we've seen the moments, even in the second half, we're only, 22 minutes in. We leave ourselves susceptible to these breaks, these fast breaks and whatnot. And again, in the build-up, we leave a lot to be desired. So there's still a lot of work for Juventus. But again, you got to get the results. But the approach, the energy in the second half has at least been on point. Here's another in-swinger. Oh, Gatti gets ahead on that. Takes a shot from Banja. Milinkovic-Savic can't direct that one towards the target. Tries to shake off the punch. Oh, man, if Gatti would have had a second, I'd absolutely lose it. But yes, set pieces, we're absolutely animals on set pieces. Set piece FC, baby. I'll print the shirts up tomorrow. Bremer going up for this one. Wins it. Oh, but we play it back, unfortunately, into the path of Vlasic, who drops it off for Lazzaro. Lazzaro tries to have a cross in. That's cleared by Locatelli. And Torino's got to clear as there was pressure from Milik and Keane there all the way back to Vanja Milinkovic-Savic. 68 minutes. We're closing at 70. At 70, I'd like to see Illing or Yildiz. I'd like to see Illing get some minutes. I think he needs them. Rabiot applying pressure to Sek there, pushing him back. It's going to go back to Schürrle. And yeah, I agree, Edgar. Today is a good day. Right now, 2-0 up. Torino's look toothless. Be a great moment for Yildiz. Ricci on the right for Torino. He's got Rabiot ahead of him. Cuts in. Low cross. Easily handled by Danilo. Milik settles it. Plays it to Rabiot. Jesus. A little too relaxed there at the back there. Kostic as well to come back and help. Here's Milik. Great touch and shield. Luca to Kostic. Tries to put it in Milik's path. It's cut out, but look at that. Nice step up and pressure from Danilo there. Just couldn't hit Keane as he tried to send him. '69th minute, 33 seconds. Torino in possession. Always on the perimeter. Always, usually at the back. A lot of the frustrations we have with our team sometimes, Torino's kind of going through them right now. Having to settle for crosses all game. Here's a big switch field for Bellanova. He's going to take Kostic on. Ends up with a cross that's always going out of play. Awful stuff there from Bellanova. We got some subs coming. It is going to be Sanabria coming in. I think he's going to take Sek off. Yeah. So Sek's coming out. Sanabria's coming in. That's it for substitutions. Now, you'd have to think some more subs from Allegri are not far off. Well, this is just sad and devastating. We did the preview show today, but we didn't want to talk anything about it. Obviously, Omer is there, and my thoughts are with the guy. It's crazy. It's crazy is what it is, but obviously, not much you can say. But we don't get too much into it, but it's definitely on our minds today, especially with Omer on the show. But he wanted to just obviously kind of have a break from that and what's going on. And always a pro, Omer. And but my thoughts are with everybody there. So the clampdown coming a little more and more here. Yeah, we're all wishing the best for Omar and all of his. Absolutely. All right, some possession for Juve. Way up, popping it up the line for McKennie. McKennie in for Milik. Drops it off for Rabiot, is making the run forward. Juve moving up very nicely. And as a unit, over to Kostic. Kostic tries a low, hard one. It's blocked by Belanova. It's going to be out for a corner kick. Is this the third one, everybody? Corner kick FC. Thank you, everybody, for the prayers for Omar. Absolutely. Much, much appreciated. We're all hoping for the best for everyone there, not just Omar, of course. Crazy, crazy stuff. Kostic set to take the corner kick for Juventus. We're at 73 minutes, 16 seconds. Here comes the cross in. Headed, but only as far as McKennie. Quick settle, drops it down for Locatelli. Locatelli's going to swing it right back outside for Kostic. Kostic is going to get an overlap from where he stops. Oh, this is a low one. Hopping in there. Looked like a little bit of... hesitation from Vanja Milinkovic-Savic there in the run in almost fooled him, but Milik unhappy ultimately. Thought he should have been getting there. Is what it is. Rodriguez coming out for Torino. He's going to switch the field all the way across for Belanova. And it looks like Cambiaso is set to take the pitch for Juventus. So Cambiaso getting set to come on. Illing Jr. is officially back of the bus, I would have to say. Here comes an in-swinger. It's low and hard. Blocked out. Keane's going to be on it, and Keane just turns and absolutely pounds this thing all the way down. Vanja Milinkovic-Savic almost at the halfway line to stop it and play it to Tamez. Torino, again, in possession. Ricci moving forward. Bellanova's moved in centrally. This play outside to Ilic, who's out on the right flank. Oh, yeah, and Kostic does well to battle and then hammers it off of him. It's going to be a goal kick for Juventus. 2-0 Juventus, 75th minute. We're 15 minutes, okay, from the victory. Victory that should take us to 17 points. We'll be 2 points behind. Merda. Kostic, hearing the applause of the crowd. Good shift for him. Good showing for him. I actually had no problems with Kostic in this game. Cambiaso coming in, and you've got 15 minutes. Let's see some positivity from Cambiaso. It's been some rough showings for him. There you go. There you go, Jeremy Nasty. 2-0. Beer time. Allegri the goal. Let's go. Let's go. Nader saying, yes, Kostic set up both goals. Did his job. Weah doing battle there. McKennie getting involved. 76th minute. Throwing Torino back to Rodriguez. He's going to drop it for Ricci. He's going to switch field here over to Tamez. He's going to have Belanova way out on his right. Plays it in for him. But again, the lanes are all closed off. Cambiaso shutting down. Rabiot in there to help. And Torino still across the outside. Illich is dropped back. Rodriguez pops it over the top. Little flick on, but Tech's going to come out and eat that one up easily. Yes, Kostic redeemed himself in the second half for sure. I don't think his first half was terrible by any means, but obviously much better second half. And that could be said for a lot of the guys. At least the approach, the intensity, the urgency, the attitude was much, much better in the second half. But still, you know, just happy to leave possession for Torino. I want to see us control more. I think we should control more in these games, make it easier for our guys. But we don't have to kill ourselves at the same token. Like I said, Torino's been toothless. And we've got the second goal. Lazzaro. Last touch off Lazzaro. Good work from McKennie there. This is going to be a goal kick for Juventus. Tech will take his time. We're closing down on the final 10 minutes of this game. So, what's crazy, and hopefully I don't jinx it, but if you would have asked me to put a bet on this one, if Rabiot was going to get a yellow card and miss the Milan game, I would have told you 1,000% yes in the Derby Della Mole. Here we are, closing in on 10 minutes left in the game. He hasn't seen yellow, which will make him available for the game against Milan. Juve pushing Torino back all the way to Vanja. He's going to put it out for Bellanova. Bellanova cutting inside, looking for some space. Finds Illich in the middle, who could slot it over for Rodriguez. Again, Lazzaro on the far left plays it to him. He's going to overlap him. Vlasic moving in, trying to switch field now all the way over for Bellanova. Cambiasso is going to head that one out and break it up. Only goes as far as Ricci. Torino still in possession. Plays it inside, trying to play some 1-2s with Sanabria. Nothing doing. Illich on it. Over to Lazzaro. Played inside. Zapata. Nice challenge there from Locatelli. Comes in. But then that follow-up. Oh, another hard challenge from Locatelli. Making them feel his presence. He's got some crunching challenges when he does go in. Here's Cambiasso. Carrying this one forward on the left side. Slowing it up a bit. Dropping for Rabiot. It's going to go back. Locatelli now to Cambiasso. Back to Locatelli with a quick exchange. Movement slowed right down to essentially a standstill. And that's just comfortable with the 2-0 lead. And next to no pressure right now from Torino. Gatti's probably going to switch field now. Heading for Cambiasso on the left. He does. Cambiasso to Locatelli. Locatelli to Rabiot. Rabiot scanning, sees no options. The movement's not there, you guys. You're just standing there, and that's where it's at right now. Bawea decides he's going to take it in. Does earn a foul. It's going to be a free kick for Juventus. Mark says we are now in total control at last. Danilo accepts from Cambiasso, plays it to Rabiot, makes a run, but he's furious he doesn't get the ball back, but Rabiot turned the opposite direction. Here's Locatelli over to Weah. Ends up going back for Gatti. Gatti over to Bremer. Bremer to Cambiasso. Cambiasso inside for Milik. A little play back for Danilo. Danilo's going to switch it over. Back to Gatti. He's got Weah on the right. Plays it to him. Scans. Inside for Locatelli. He's got Danilo that's moved forward into space. Here's Danilo on it. Now Danilo trying to play one over for Weah. That's the right look. Just way too much weight on the ball, but that's a nice rotation. And again, movement off the ball gives your ball carriers opportunities. It doesn't matter who it is. Locatelli, Rabiot, Danilo. You have to move. You have to give these guys options. That was a decent little sequence. Torino on the ball. Zapata way out on the right byline. Has Bellanova to his right. He's going to cross this one. Heading back post. Weah shields that one out. Lazzaro on the backside. Crossing in only as far as McKennie. And he heads it out. But Torino stays in pressure. Probably going to want to have this one right back into the mixer. That's what they've been left with this game. And that's just settling for crosses from the outside. And we've handled them easily. Gonna hit you with the stats as we get close to running this game out. 50-54 possession. 15 total attempts from Juve. 7 total attempts from Torino. 0 attempts on target for Torino. 5 attempts on target for Juventus. Big chances. 4 big chances for Juve. 2 missed. Shots inside the area out of 15. 10 shots inside the area for Juventus. That is a number that is drastically changed this season for Juventus. When we are getting opportunities, they're usually inside the area, unless you're talking about that game against Atalanta. But that's a much stronger percentage of inside the area attempts as opposed to last season. Oh, Milik trying a little cheeky backheel 1-2 off McKennie there, but missing McKennie. 82 minutes. 9 seconds. We're getting closer to this victory. This is going to potentially be a very, very nice weekend to lead into the international break. Merda with their bogey team Bologna drawing. Juve 2-0 up as we look to wrap up the Derby Della Mole. Torino is going to stay black and white as it's been for a very, very long time. The last time you have to look at Juve dropping a game to Torino, you have to go back to April of 2015, all right? Bellanova crossing this one in. Cleared by Gatti. Keane tries to settle it here. Milik's going to head on looking Cambiaso's way, but can't settle it down. Him and Bellanova do battle. Cambiaso comes out with it, but he's going to get called on the foul. Says no. And we're going to get changes now. Lazaro comes off. Voivoda coming in for Rodriguez. And Ganete coming in for Lazaro. And we're going to have another change for Torino. Triple change here. So Ganetes in for Lazaro. Vidova in for Rodriguez. And is that Ilic? Yes, Ilic out for Pellegrini. 84th minute. Triple change from Torino. Trying to turn the tides here late. They've got a set piece here after the Cambiaso foul on Bellanova. Ricci's going to pound this one into the mixer here. No! Short for Bellanova. Back to Ricci. And Ganaitis, and he is very, very ambitious from there. He's got to be 40. He's got to be 40 yards out there. And that thing. Whew. Hold on to your beers because that one's coming at you. Yildiz. Coming in for Moise Keane. 84th minute. I think we should have seen the kid in a little bit more. Like, this would have been a game to see some more. Not 5 minutes. Is what it is. Ultimately, what I want out of this game was a victory. We're sitting pretty there, but the second half, much, much better from Juventus. Much, much better. So the thing with this is that... Oh, look at Weah. He's flying right now. Rabiot. Oh my God. Can't hit Yildiz there. Milik applies pressure there. Oh, you got to find somebody there, Rabiot. Voivoda. By head. But Torino again pinned and forced to go backwards as they have all game on the flanks. Juve's done a great job of shutting them down. So regardless of frustrations in the first half, we've at least been solid defensively and given Torino nothing. So that is good. In terms of offense and build-up and whatnot, our main strength is set pieces. But in terms of build-up, we still leave a lot to be desired and just general control. Oh, there's a header, but Tech all over that and swallows it up. No rebound there. The first time he's tested with something on target. And it's the header. Cross in. Zapata heads it, but way too close to Tech. And he does well to hang on. Here's Yildiz. Oh, there's a ball for Danilo. Danilo deep at Terry, cutting it back. Here's Milik, left-footed hit. Vanja with the save. Torino clears it. Headed down from Sanabria. Gatti comes in, cleans it up, trying to go back to the left side. Yildiz offering a little bit of pressure. McKennie touches it in for Yildiz. Oh, tried to take his man on. Runs into him. Loses the ball. No fouls, nothing doing. Oh, man, if Yildiz would blow the... There's no roof at Allianz Stadium, but whatever is there for the outskirts would have blown it off if he could have beaten his man and frickin' buried there. Torino in possession again, still just around the perimeter. There's nothing really doing here. Possession tight all in this game, currently sitting for 51% in favor of Torino. Vovoda moving the ball forward. Pellegrini being watched by Weah and Gatti. See it out. We're closing in, 88th minute. Come on. The crowd chanting, singing. Love it. Love it. Vovoda taking Weah on. Weah gets a little grabby there. He's going to get a foul. We look at the save there from Vanja Milinkovic-Savic on Milik. This one's going to be thrown into the mixer. Cross in. Headed out from Danilo. Right back out. Torino still in possession. We're almost there at the bitter end, everybody. Let's go. Bellanova trying to take Cambiasso on. He does get the edge on him. Gets around. Tamez now with a cross coming in. Oh! Great attempt on like a side volley from Sanabria. He doesn't miss the goal by much. Wow. Doesn't miss by much on that one. Man, that would have been sick. He ends up hitting it with his shin. Yeah, ends up shinning that one. Let's go. This one's going to go out. It's going to be Torino throw. Closing in on that 90th minute. We'll probably get 2 minutes, I'd say, stoppage time. If even that. Not a lot in this one. There was the VAR delay. Was a card. 2 minutes maybe. Schurz over to Bellanova. Played forward. Sanabria. Tries to turn and fire. Misses it. Yildiz gets in there. No foul on that one. Torino again, still just left with nothing. 6 minutes. 6 minutes of stoppage. Holy. These officials want to make things interesting. Yildiz offering some pressure. Oh, send him. Send him. It's okay. Rabiot and Cambiasso with an exchange. Locatelli wants it. He's going to get it. He's going to switch the pitch here for us over to Gatti. Gatti's got Weah over to the right. He's hanging back. Again, 6 minutes of stoppage time here. We're already 1 minute through. Locatelli finding Yildiz. He can turn. He's going to cut inside. Finding Rabiot now. Over to Cambiasso. Cambiasso back to Danilo. Scans, goes all the way over to the right for Gatti. Weah's dropping back to be an option. Gatti goes up for McKennie, who touches it back for Weah. Weah has Milik showing, but goes back for Luca. Luca finding Cambiasso, who's in centrally and now moving all the way to the right. Back to Weah, in for Locatelli, who's quickly pressured, but he does find and maintain possession. Finds Gatti, goes back to Tech. Tech's going to play it for Bremer. Juve just knocking the ball about, chewing up the time. Chewing up the time, looking to get out of this one with the W and then move on. Tech is going to pound this one forward. A little short for Milik. Played inside centrally. Nobody there. Yildiz is going to eat this one up. Play it forward. Here's Locatelli making a move. Little step over from Luca. Probably the slowest step over in the history of the game. Over to Yildiz. Trying to line himself up for a shot. Over to Cambiasso. He's going to take his man off. He's going to have a right-footed hit, and it's blocked. Sanabria trying to do battle. Trying to get this ball. But Danilo wins it and goes all the way back for Tech. And Juve is going to chew up more time. Man, you just want Yildiz to beat his man and have a rip. And you know he wants to so bad. Let's get him another opportunity here. Let's get him an opportunity. Come on. Let's go for a third here. Let's get Yildiz. Let's get Yildiz on the board. Tech's going to go route one here. Milik trying to engage there to settle this one. Weah coming in hot on the pressure. Forces Torino all the way back to Vanja. And Vanja now is going to launch this one. Look at Zapata's way. Bremer's going to just shield this one to go all the way back for Tech. Tech's going to dribble this one over to the side of his area before picking it up just to chew some more clock. 93 minutes, 13 seconds. Come on. 3 beautiful points. The points are always beautiful. The games may not be, but when you get the max points, they're always beautiful, aren't they? This is a good one. Juve needed this one during this month's game, and after the draw with Atalanta, this one absolutely needed to be 3 points. Looking at the Bremer play there for potential handball or whatnot, no way. Arm is literally glued to the body there. Tech over to Danilo. Yildiz settles for Rabiot. Over to Luca. Little poke over to McKennie. McKennie to Gatti. Gatti playing it forward, trying to hit Milik. He actually split Milik and Rabiot. Neither one could get to it. Torino cuts it off, but only goes back to Milinkovic-Savic again in goal. Torino. Up to Zapata. Gets a flick on here, but Luca's going to come on and just be no nonsense about it and hammer it out. And actually, it's Bremer. Here's Torino. Out on the left flank, trying to play it in for Sanabria. He does settle it there. Yildiz comes in. That's a late challenge. That's a foul. And there we go. We get the call. We got 1 minute left. Second half, much, much better from there. Absolutely. Absolutely. Again, what was I saying in the first half? That energy, that attitude, that approach. But out of the gate in the second half, it was much, much better in terms of initiative from Juventus. And when you play in that manner, that's how you're going to get rewarded. If you're flat, then all your errors in gameplay. Oh, nice flick on from Yildiz. Almost laid it in the path of Milik. I got to see Yildiz for more minutes. I really, really do. I think we should have had him in a little bit sooner in this one. Might have been a little too safe with that one, especially based on what Torino's done essentially this entire game. Might have been a little too safe there. Danilo cuts inside, beats his man, and then slots over to Locatelli. Locatelli laying it off to the right. We're at the 96th minute. This is going to get blown dead probably as soon as we cross the half. And there it is. It's over, everybody. All right. 2-0 victory for Juventus. Your goal scorers, the game winner goes to Gatti. And then Milik adds a second one. All right. This is fantastic turnaround for the second half based on how the first half happened. Do we still have a lot to work in? Yes, but there are positives in here. Yildiz, for me, I got to see him in more minutes. I really, really do. Mark coming in here saying Yildiz is going to be a great player. Today, it was all about getting the win. I didn't care lineup. I don't care who's going in there, whatnot, who's playing, where they're playing. You got to get the job done. Juve getting the job done, 2-0 victory. Before the international break, had to Milan, who is, by the way, set to start very, very soon against Genoa. So Genoa and Milan. Could we get some drop points there? I would absolutely love it. I don't expect it. I think Milan's going to take care of business against Genoa, but you never know. That's why we play the games. Anything can happen. Inter, with their bogey side, Bologna dropping to just a draw. Juve sitting 17 points, all right? So 17 points and 2 points behind of Inter. We're 1 point behind of Milan right now. And they, like I said, are set to play Genoa. Good one for Juventus. Much, much better second half. Do we still have things to work on? Yes, but overall, we shut down Torino. Torino was absolutely no threat, okay? So defensively, regardless, first half, second half, I like what we did, okay? We shut them down. As far as offensively, I think in terms of build-up and ideas and creation, we still have a lot to work on. I don't like how we have our Metsalas bomb forward and we're not building up as a unit. I think there's some serious work that can go into that. Outside of that, though, I think we could be okay. The execution and the players were just flat, and I think that's why you see that execution struggle through a lot of the players in the first half because they're too flat. They didn't look alive. They didn't look like they were going to get ready and get after it. Fast forward to the second half, right out of the gate, the energy was much, much different. Gatti shows what it means to him, scores a goal in the derby. I absolutely love this guy, and like I said, we got to make the mistakes and whatnot in that Sassuolo debacle a thing of the past. But Gatti, we got to move forward with this guy, and I'll deal with the mistakes and the errors in order to move forward with a guy like that brings that grinta. He was one of the few in the first half that I saw that kind of energy from. I'd probably put him next to Keane and Weah. Outside of that, everybody else was lacking, but in the second half, they brought it, and then you're rewarded. Set piece FC. This team continues to be a force on set pieces. We just got to put teams under more and get more control and start taking those fouls and really putting them to the test. But Gatti, Bremer, Danilo, Rabiot, Keane, like we have a lot of threats there in terms of physical play on set pieces. It keeps working for us. But again, we still need to evolve, still need to take that second step. But the guys got it done, and they got it done without Chiesa and Vlahovic. Now we go into international break. As far as Chiesa goes, maybe, just maybe, he might not actually be involved too much with the Azzurri and might hang back. We'll have to wait and see, but eyes are going to be on him. When he's concerned physically, even though the MRI comes out clear, he's feeling something, and he is taking a cautious approach, not just Juventus. So let's see what happens. Let's get to your comments, everybody. Good game, lads. At least the second half. Second half, much, much better. Great win without Chiesa and Dusan. Absolutely. Absolutely. No complaints for the second half. Yeah, I'm with you. Thank you, Berto, for the watch along. Hey, thank all of you. Always love when you guys drop in, and I love doing these, and I'll do them whether there's one with me or 100. Doesn't matter to me. Watching the games anyways, I love it. I'm glad that you guys all enjoyed. Please drop a like while you're in here. We are going to go through some quick ratings and just talk about some performances, okay? My boy, Ant coming in here, 3 points. I'll take it. Always take the 3 points. Always. Horrible first half, good adjustments. Yes. Milik looked very, very good when he came on. Actually, Keane did as well. I said I didn't want to go into this game with Keane and Milik starting. And even in the second half, I was calling for a different one. But Milik looked good. and he proved to be a little part of the difference for us as well. Jerry B. Nasty saying, Alberto, if you were coaching the rivals of Juve, what would you tell your squad to beat Allegri ball? If I was looking at this Juventus side, I would obviously rule out the regista, and I would widen out my setup. So if I didn't naturally like play in that manner, I would definitely just shut down the flanks and push them back on the outsides, and I would rule out the regista, and I would force them to try and break the lines or drop back. And what I think we should be doing is drop back and building up together. But if they want to keep bombing the Metzalas up, I'm going to force them to do that and hit them with it. So I would do essentially what Atalanta did when we struggled, what Bologna did, changed up their setup, shut down the outsides, force them centrally. That's what I would do. Yildiz did look very, very good. And again, I thought this were an opportunity to get more than 5 minutes, but Illing Jr., I don't know, you guys. Absolute bottom of the totem pole. Thought this was an opportunity to get some minutes for him too. But hey, Max makes the calls. He decided against it. Is what it is. In the end of the day, the 2 points are crucial. We're going to go through player ratings real quick. I can't wait to hear all of your ratings. And hey, who nailed the scoreline on the predictions? I know somebody that did. Boom. Taking it yet again. 2-0 scoreline. I did get it wrong with Miretti, but I called a set piece goal. Hey, come on. Called it. 2 out of 3 ain't bad, right? 2 out of 3 ain't bad. The ratings. Wojciech Szczesny. Keep in mind this is from SofaScore, but let's get into this. Wojciech Szczesny. 7.4. I don't know if you can face one attempt on target and come out with a 7.4 as a keeper. So I had Tech essentially at a 6.5 because there's just not a lot of work for him. Gatti at a 7.8. Yeah, Gatti I think was one of the few that I would say was steady first half and second half. Yeah, some passing errors, whatnot in the first half, but 7.8. I had Gatti at a 7 to 7.5. Bremer at a 7. I'm fine with that. Danilo at a 7.6. I'd have Danilo at a 7. I think if you're going to give one of those guys out of the three at the back the highest rating, it'd probably be Gatti. Gatti was the only Juve player to take a yellow card in this game. Bellanova for Torino took a yellow as well. Weah comes out with a 7.2 rating. I actually liked Weah and what he did, and I thought this was a very positive showing, and he needed it. So I'm fine giving him a 7, but I had him closer to 6.5. Still a positive showing from him. Weston McKennie finished with a 6.7 by SofaScore. I had Weston at an even 6. I just think it was a pretty pedestrian performance for the most part from Weston. Locatelli finishes with a 7 at SofaScore. I have Locatelli at an even 6. The second half better in terms of distribution, whatnot, but a lot easier because everybody else kind of picked it up. Maybe 6.5. And Rabiot, I'd have him level with Locatelli. Definitely not 7, as Rabiot's at 7.2 and Locatelli's at a 7. I don't think so. I don't think they touch those ratings. Kostic finished with a 7.8. I'm not going to be that high on Kostic, but I'd probably give him 6.5, maybe 6.8. Keane finishes with a 6.1 from SofaScore, and I had Keane, honestly, at probably a 6.5. He was involved in everything, too, like really offensively and whatnot. Miretti finished with a 6.7. I can't do that. Miretti's at an even 6, maybe even dropped down a half a point for me to 5.5. Moise Keane at 6.1. I can't agree with that, but who are we going to give the man of the match to? So you got to give the match ball to somebody. Who do you choose? We've got Keane as man of the match for Anatoly here. I'm not going to go man of the match for Keane. For me, I think even as he came in for a sub though, like Milik could be a shout for man of the match, but ultimately I'm going to actually go with Gatti because the drive, the attitude, the approach was there for him steady in the first half, and he ultimately found the game-winning goal, which was our first goal, which was big, and that kind of dictated and set the tone for everything. I'm going to give it to Gatti. Jerry B. Nasty is going to give man of the match to Bremer. All right. And then we have Animesh saying between Danilo and Gatti. So there you go. There you go. Thoughts are everywhere. I am going to watch this one again over later on tonight, and then we're going to tackle it in full with the last live post-match podcast show tomorrow morning, 8:30 a.m. Eastern Time, before the international break. All right, so there you have it. That wraps things up. Juve getting the job done. The positive, the 3 points. We're at 17 points. It is a good start for the season. It may not always feel that way with certain performances that we've had, but of course, there's more work to be done. We just have to take it one step at a time, all right? The biggest thing is getting the points, getting the job done, and working on all those other details. 3 points without Chiesa Vlahovic was an absolute must. The guys did it. Keane had a goal disallowed. It was an absolute ripper in the first half. Offside is what it is. Ultimately, he did have a good showing for himself. Boys, enjoy your weekends, okay? Take care out there. Whatever you're going to do, stay safe. Thoughts are with Omer, of course, during these times. Nasty. Go enjoy the game. A Retegui masterclass is needed now. Absolutely. Okay? Absolutely. We need that. But this was a great way to go into the international break. I thank you all for joining in me here with a live watch along tomorrow morning. I hope to see you all again as we tackle a Victory Sunday leading into international break and during this Thanksgiving weekend. Happy Thanksgiving to all those that are celebrating during this weekend. Okay? So after the international break too, a big one against Milan. Hope to see you all tomorrow. Enjoy the rest of your weekends, everybody. Take care. As always, fino alla fine, forza Juve. Ciao tutti.
Yeah.